Hello and welcome to Healing You with Gloria. I'm Gloria Lybecker and I'm here with my delightful co-host Gail Donohue. And today we think it'll be a great exploration to talk about the patterns of reactivity and how it is when we notice that that's happening in our lives. And Gail, you had an example that you were resonating with. I'm wondering if maybe you'd want to share a little bit of that and we could get into the dialogue.
Okay, I'd love to share with you, Gloria. Yeah, there's one thing I wanted to work on for myself. Trying to see how I could be in the space that I long to be in with my relationship with significant others. And so just a couple of days ago, I was noticing my reactivity. And so you might wonder, okay, how do I notice this reactivity? And for me, what I can notice is, my heart rate starts to increase a little bit. I can get a little bit hot. And I can get into blaming, either blaming the other person or blaming myself. Those are two big ones. Or slipping into guilt. Feeling guilty about something that I've done is another one. And then that could spiral into some shame and whatnot. But really noticing this blaming or this guilt or shaming. And then, of course, I'm losing access to how I really want to be. I'm losing access to my heart connection. And I'm getting into my patterns that I have of growing up with some of these beliefs. So it really helped me to take the time to focus on noticing my reactivity and then doing some of the circle work that we've talked about doing and choosing something else. And yesterday, when we started talking, I was sharing with you a bit of celebration because I was really noticing how I was noticing me. Being able to pause and not be pulled into that vortex of my behavior pattern that I want to change. So kind of exciting.
That's very exciting. It reminds me of when I was first learning nonviolent communication, and I would notice that I noticed. And then I had a giggle because I noticed that I noticed that I noticed. It's like the ripple of that. And so, yeah, there's a huge celebration because what I'm imagining that's the significance of that is that you, and the way I'm going to frame it up, it's like your spirit has become resilient and strong enough that it stays present with the patterns of the past, those relics of the past, and it doesn't identify with them, but it recognizes them. And your spirit stays strong to where even though it recognizes them, it's able to take action in a way that serves your life. Rather than being, as you said, the vortex is so strong, it just sucks the life out of it, right? It just sucks it in. And so you were able to withstand the vortex and actually have celebration that came up with that.
Yeah. And then, of course, when we have something that we can feel and see that we're doing, that we want to get closer to the life we want to live, or whatever, we're having success.
Yeah.
Success, however we want to define what success is. For me anyway, it motivates me to oh, I could do more. I could, it gives me more of that energy to keep going and to keep reinforcing it.
Yeah, which brings up that other cycle that I believe we've talked about. If we haven't, it'll be a great conversation when we do. The cycle of rather than having the belief creates the reality that reinforces the belief that creates the reality, and that cycle, that the new cycle is that you're learning something new, you're applying it to your life, and that encourages your heart to continue to learn something new and apply it to your life. And that's a whole new that's that new neural pathway that's being laid down that is life-serving rather than the one that keeps you small and keeps you limited.
Yes,
and what a difference it is to embody that.
Yes, it's hard to describe when you've embodied it more, then it's not the cognitive in your brain anymore. it's hard to describe what it feels like, but when you've done it a couple of times with things,
Uh-huh.
sudden, it's just like the puzzle piece just slides into place and it's
Yeah.
there. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a very different feeling. It's a nice feeling.
I would say it's rather magical.
Yeah, that's a good word. Magical. I like that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your transparency and your vulnerability and sharing such a live example with your significant others, and it inspires me to keep going too.
Yeah,
So
thank you. It really helps to anchor it, to talk about it too. So thank you for being with me
yeah,
and hearing me.